Hi, Brad Ward here from Ward's Auctions and Bud Haynes Auctions out of Red Deer. Of course, as you all know by now, we do all the sales up here in Edmonton. It's been about 3 years now, teamed up with the Haynes Group out of Red Deer. This is the Spring 2018 sale. It's going to be April 28th, and that's going to be a very long day. I suspect we're going to be pushing 1,000 lots by the time we're finished cataloging. As of today, we're exactly 3 weeks away from sale day as far as us shooting this little video right now, and we're at 800 lots cataloged and still lots to do. We're not going to show you any miscellaneous in this room. It's going to be in the other room. The sale's going to start at 10 o'clock in the morning. We'll open at 9 o'clock that day, but you really need to come the day before. That's going to be on the Friday the 27th from 4 o'clock. Actually, I think from 3 o'clock until 8 o'clock that day. 3 o'clock until 8 o'clock, because there's going to be so much. You get a sense of it right now. You're seeing all the long guns around me and behind me, and you're seeing the lion's share of them anyhow. There's still some more to come. But you can see where you're going to need a lot of time to look, plus the miscellaneous, plus the ammo, and plus the handguns that we'll get into in a couple of minutes here. Now, of course, a great many people are going to be probably with us for the first time, and we're certainly looking forward to getting some new faces in the building because of the exposure over the mill arm file, and the mill arm stuff is in this sale, and it kind of came as a bit of a surprise to me how many people in the firearms community that were fairly active, buying and selling and using, and mill arm being just blocks down the road from us, and us doing a sale 3 or 4 times a year, that they didn't know that we existed. I guess that's a bit presumptuous on my part, but it was a bit of an eye-opener. Of course, I've been in the auction business since I was a kid, and certainly my whole adult life as a full-time vocation. And this file, as the mill arm file, the single biggest time-consuming file I have ever worked on, be it receivership, bankruptcy, voluntary closure, estate, divorce, anything. This has been the single biggest file because, of course, the receiver is used to receiving or seizing the assets, getting court orders for a business, and in that business, let's say it's a fabrication shop, there might be 2 or 3 leased items that you have to deal with the actual owners that are somebody else, and they get dealt with on an individual basis, and then the rest of the inventory is stuff that belongs to the business and can be seized and sold and liquidated in a fairly efficient manner. Well, of course, what they learned quickly is firearms are not like that. Not in Canada, anyhow, and not prohibited and restricted pieces. The long guns, to a point, yeah, it was a fairly easy blanket for them. But the short guns and the other prohibited and restricted pieces, each one, I don't care if it's just a stripped frame, is a firearm in Canada. It had to be dealt with separately. So this is 3 months, 4 months later, and it's been a full-time job for me. So in a way, I'm looking forward to it coming to an end, but it won't be over anytime soon because there's still going to be a lot of transfers to do after the sale. And a lot of stuff I really made a full-time job out of tracking down people, because if you read the court order, we have to surrender all the restricted and prohibited pieces that are not claimed, and that claim process is long finished. It was a while ago, the date for that, but there was all these really nice guns, firearms, that I did not want to surrender, because as soon as I surrender them, they're going to get destroyed. And there was some beautiful pieces that I spent time on the phone tracking down people. As much as the RCMP helped me and gave me what information they had, they were allowed to, because of the court order and us working for Grant Thornton, the receiver, we were their agent. They were able to give us a lot of information that they might not have otherwise been able to. So, but a lot of that's outdated. Stuff that's been sitting on mill arm shelf for, a decade, and outdated information. But I tracked down with Google and Facebook and whatever, and phoning people all over the country and out of the country, including California. We have a nice selection of handguns, including Webleys, that the owner was in California, and they've been sitting on the shelf for 20 years. So now they're in, and we're able to sell them. So I know that's a lot of rambling on about it, but it really has been an experience, and I'm kind of, glad to have it behind us. Now, having said that, this is our regular April sale, so this sale is not the mill arm sale. This is our regular spring sale, and included in it is mill arm inventory and mill-arm consigned items and stuff that are related to it. So stick with me, have a look around, and we're going to have an absolutely fantastic day. Just in the blink of an eye, all of a sudden we're in a different room, as you might have noticed, and it is a different day from some of the other part of the video. Pretty obvious, you're going to figure that out. And we're on the last 100 lots of firearms to catalog. We're still behind, and so we're not even going to show the video or any of the miscellaneous on the video because we just straight up don't have time. But we have another 100 lots of firearms to catalog, including some really key pieces fresh to the market that have never been on the market forever and ever, and some of them Jim's going to point out to you.
Okay, I've got a John Rigby 450 Cordic double rifle, a Class C, a Franz Soda double rifle in 375 H&H, and then another Franz Soda, but it's an over and under double rifle. There's a William Heim double rifle right here. And also Winchester Grand European cased double rifle. Also, we've got a real cool antique double rifle over and under with a set of 12 gauge barrels. So you can switch it out, but it is definitely over and under. Also, that come in from the same collection is a bunch of real high grade bolt action rifles, including a couple of Steyrs. I think there's 3 Steyr Mannlichers, an old Steyr Mannlicher, some other real good sporting rifles. And
just a good collection of everything.
Brad will go on with some handguns that are here.
Private collection stuff. I never got to make it down to the Calgary Gun Show. Jim and Linda were there manning the table, shaking hands and kissing babies. So just again to wrap a couple things up, here's a fun item, little grenade launcher. This does not actually go with this gun as far as in the auction goes, but it does match it up. And so if you happen to have some grenades at home, there you go. That goes on there, and you put blanks in there, and away you go. So a pretty neat item. A couple other key, just things to ramble on about. Brand new GP100 Ruger. This one here is a good, proper World War I era 455 government model, BSA marked, and some other neat pieces, as you can see. These ones are not cataloged yet. So that's going to be, and everything behind me is not cataloged yet. So again, as I mentioned in the earlier part of the video, or another part of the video that's getting spliced in, once we catalog, everything gets put away. So we can't field any questions, unfortunately, until viewing day. We set it all up again on viewing day, but it's going to be a really exciting sale. Lots of private collections, plus of course the mill arm pieces, and the miscellaneous is not going to be on video, so just look at the website. A few more days after we film this, it'll be on the website. Online bidding will start. Been lots of questions. Are we going to have online bidding? Yes, we are, and that'll start this Friday. Now, that means nothing to you because you don't know what date it is, but essentially 2 weeks before the auction, you're going to be able to register and start your online bidding. So again, don't want to waste any more of your time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you at the sale. As usual, we can't. The purpose of the video is not to show you every last firearm and describe it. That's what the catalog is for. So you go to wardsauctions.com and you're going to find every single item photographed multiple times for the most part. Even a really clean shotgun gets this side and that side put on it. And the long guns, typically, even when they're new, for the most part, it's 4-pick. I don't need to tell you, you're already seeing it. So we can't talk about everything, but like all of these Colts in here, you know, later generation Colts, mostly from one person. You know, the husband and wife, they used to go out and do a lot of shooting. They did keep some pieces, but they sent the lion's share of their collection in. A lot of different consigners. There's one. It's funny because we had this. Some of you might remember we had this little Derringer in the last sale, but we couldn't sell it last minute. We had to pull it because there was a state paperwork that wasn't sorted out. And now it is in the sale. It's all ready to sell. And then we have 2 more in a matching fitted case there. So they'll get sold as one lot, of course. And what neat little pieces those are, like brand new. And then from another little file. We shouldn't call it a file, little consignment out of St. Albert. There's 2 of these little pinfire guns. I think they're like a 2mm pinfire. I don't think they've ever been shot. And there is actually little boxes of ammunition to go with them. So really neat pieces there. A lot of prohibs in this sale, and not just 12.6 prohibs, but a lot of unusual prohibs. And part of that does relate to the mill arm situation where they were sitting on the shelf forever. You know, there's a Sten gun, and there's some other pieces that were going to come along. This one here is adorable. This is actually a restricted. When I first looked at it, I assumed it was prohib, but it's actually like 4 1/4 inches or whatever. It's 108 millimeters or something. So it's actually restricted, and it's 45 Colt and 410 shotgun. And I think that is just the neatest little piece in the world. Several ARs in the sale, all with different configurations. Here's a nice short one, Daniel Defense, with a flashlight on it. The beauty, of course, of the AR, you know, I sort of always compare it, it's like having a Harley. There's so much accessory that you can do to it to really personalize it and have some fun with it. This one here has got a competition holster on it in the Smith & Wesson. I think it's set up for moon clips. Don't quote me on that one. It's lot 324, though, and you can verify that in the catalog. Look at all the handguns. Restricted and prohibited, 1,022s. The one collector obviously liked a lot of 22s because there's a lot of single action, like really almost brand spanking new as far as condition goes. I don't think he shot so much as he bought, and that's great. That's wonderful. There's M1s and there's lots of FNs, and there is, you know, again, the configuration. This FN down here, 200 kilo. It's never been fired, I don't think. If it's been fired, you know, a box of shells, that's it. It's like flat brand new. I think this whole case over here, both these cases are 12.6 prohibs, including some nice Webleys though. There are some really nice little 12.6s. This one here is really nice. I should have had it out of the case. Again, the point of the video is not so much to show you every last piece. It's just to give you a sense of. And of course, it won't look exactly like this when you come in for the sale because we've just set this up for the video and to verify what we have and what we don't have, and then we put it all away again until viewing day. And you know, over the course of the last months, as we catalog things, people have been emailing with specific questions, and then we try to answer those when we get them out of the vault now and set up, and then we reply to those or update the descriptions on the website. But then they all go away again until viewing day, and we're going to keep cataloging. Keeping in mind, we are not done by about 200 lots. I think the last night there was a website update, and we're just scanning along. You're seeing everything from lever actions to Enfields, hunting rifles, shotguns, brand new stuff. There's a couple of nylons in the sale. There's brand new, there's vintage, there's upper end, lower end. There's a few lots. There's so few lesser lots in this sale when you compare it to how many actual items we have. It's very impressive. This double rifle, this is in 470. There's an actual receipt where he paid $11,000 US for this one. It's absolutely gorgeous. You have to have a look at this one. And again, that's lot number 334. You can get in there on the computer, look at the more detailed descriptions. Several mare's legs. I think there's these three, and there's another one. There's 22. There's 357. I forget which one that one is. But I think they're all different, which is kind of nice. Racks filled over here, both sides, as you can see. This one will be both sides by the time we're done. This one is both sides. We're full both sides down here. There's going to be stuff in the other room. You know, good vintage Winchesters. This one's got a bit of a story behind it. 126 in your catalog. You're going to want to read about that one. It's got an inscription on here dated 1887. So have a look at that and give us your feedback on what you think there. Of course, there is brand new inventory. Some of that, of course, will be mill arm related, but not all of it. Not all of it necessarily. Again, good clean hunting pieces, collector pieces. There's a couple of different Evans. I think we have 2 Evans in the sale. These things, fantastic. Look at the mechanism. Look at the mechanism on that thing. Like that. I guess this is the sort of thing that inspired the whole steampunk design. And a very, very good collectible pieces there. Again, more Enfields. There's a bunch of box stuff at the back there. You know, we won't get into it, obviously. I'm already rambling on. I just want you to get a sense of what's going on here, and also to really drive the point home that you need to be here on viewing day, because there's no way you can view it all the morning of the sale, and once we start the sale, this room is off limits to to bidders. So you need to come the day before and have a really good look. And also don't bother emailing and asking bore conditions, because we're not going to give it to you. It's just too non-specific. Somebody looks at it, oh yeah, I can kind of see bore in there. Somebody else might not. The reality is, if you don't measure it, if you don't literally measure it and get lands and grooves, it means nothing. And so it's just a recipe for disaster. So we're just not going to answer you. We're going to show you down the last aisle as well, because it's full too. I don't actually know how many guns we have, but quite a few. Quite a few. And like I said, still some more to come, and some miscellaneous, and some fun miscellaneous. There's always some, miscellaneous, but there is some fun vintage miscellaneous in the sale as well. And there's just a little bit of everything. Vintage, new, again, clean collections. The one that had those little pin guns that I mentioned earlier, that was a collection out of St. Albert. This is one of his pieces as well. And like absolutely clean pieces. This little semi-auto is his. This little takedown is his. He went through the registration process back in the day, because you can see his stickers on the non-serial numbered pieces. But I mean, it's just the cleanest collection you've ever seen. Very, very pleased to get collections like that. And even some of the stuff that is a little bit more rougher. You're going to find some stuff in some of the racks I don't think that we showed. There's 2 or 3 together. But I mean, there was 150 some pieces came in from one consignment up north that they brought down. And as much as, yes, there was some lots that we had to put 2 or 3 together because they're a bit rough. And some people enjoy to buy those and fix them up and do all sorts of things. But really, the rest of their stuff was all nice and clean. And and so if you got a few pieces that you got to put together, so be it. That's the way it is. Lots of prohibs, like I mentioned. We got the AUG, no mag for it, unfortunately. This is an RCMP file, and so it is likely, and we always put in the description of the catalog for every prohib. It says right in there, expect delays in transfer. It has nothing to do with us thinking that particular firearm is going to be a problem to transfer. It's just because every prohib is becoming a bit of an issue. Even the basic 12.6s are becoming an issue in transfer. So just be prepared. And in the case of these, where I had to track down why this was sitting in Millarm's warehouse for all this time, and then I attach it to an RCMP file and talk to the people there. They say, yes, sell it. Here's the details. I expect, because it's under their protective custody, that they're going to dot I's a little bit more closely during the sale. So there's going to be that. And of course, this is a NOG, so there's not that many people that can own it anyhow. And then this is a fully automatic MG42. So I think what we should do is have a demonstration of this on sale day, just for the heck of it. Anyhow, that was and that's an RCMP file as well, a little tongue-in-cheek. So very, very cool. I guess the point I'm trying to make is there is literally every class of firearm. Good thing it's designed to be, kind of beat up. Not beat up, but certainly used. There's every class of prohib in the sale, virtually every class that you can possibly get. So, recap. We are going to do April 28th is a sale. Very, very full day. It's going to be 1,000 lots. So you're looking at a 10-hour sale. We'll start at 10 o'clock in the morning. 9 o'clock, we'll open the doors. The day before, the 27th, is when we'll have viewing for 3 o'clock until 8 o'clock. wardsauctions.com. You can see all the images. There'll be a couple more updates before we're done. It'll, of course, be on iCollector for online bidding. That probably won't happen for another week yet. From today's date, I'm not sure when you'll actually start to be able to see this video. So be aware of that. Parking still sucks. We can't fix that. We do take the fence down in the backyard, so there's a little bit actually on the parking lot, but it amounts to nothing really. So just be patient. Park, walk. You need the exercise anyhow. It's good for your heart. And call us if you need us, or if you have any questions. The phone number is 780-451-4549. That's for the office. My name is Brad Ward, and I really look forward to seeing you at the viewing especially, and then the sale.